So the next time you want to go big, bold, and ambitious and you want to create a console-like premium experience for mobile, for Android, iOS, just remember, yes, we may have number generation, the latest Snapdragon 8s and 9s that score higher on 3D Mark and now do ray tracing, but just remember, we are not there yet.
Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
Hopefully things are going well for you guys. As for me, welcome to the Gamer Man's Lounge. And today we're going to be taking a look at the games of today. And we're going to get started talking about a game that released back in 2020 called Bright Memory. And what Bright Memory is that it's a port to PC and consoles from the mobile. Now, Bright Memory 1 was this game that released on mobile, and it was supposed to be this console quality premium experience. It would be released in episodic proportions. There would be an episode 1, there would be an episode 2. But then apparently another weird thing happened. A few years later, or a year or a few later, there was Bright Memory Infinite, and when Bright Memory Infinite came out, it was a huge lore reboot. So everything you knew about Bright Memory in design, so Sheila, especially the main female protagonist, Sheila, yeah, still there, looking mighty fine as ever, okay, don't get me wrong. But what gets heavily revised is the lore, the gameplay, and the direction of the Bright Memory series. Actually, as a matter of fact, it feels like the game just ends up like, oh yeah, Bright Memory never happened. Only Bright Memory Infinite happened. And gee, what the hell's going on? So, there was some confusion that I ran into when it came to Bright Memory Infinite. I played through Infinite, played through it all. Good game. Alright, more about that later, and I will talk about Infinite in another video, but something doesn't seem right. Like, I take a look at Bright Memory 1, the gameplay footage that somebody else had on YouTube, and it looked entirely different from Infinite. This is definitely not a remake. So, there's the previous installment. So, I checked out the previous installment, because it was also on sale for like $5 or something, $5 or lower. And then try to figure out the mystery, and yeah, I think, let's talk about Bright Memory. So you play as Sheila. She is tasked with trying to stop a rival militant faction from doing whatever the fuck they're doing, like, say, causing a situation where they're getting transported into another world, or whatever it is that's related to getting transported to another world. Well, apparently she tries to basically shut down this thing. It ended up becoming too late, and then hell broke loose, and then now Sheila's transported in the other world, and not only that, there's some complications that's beginning to show up, because now there's, like, inhabitants of this other world that she landed in, and it's like she feels unwelcomed, and the inhabitants want to fucking kill her, and now she's stuck solving puzzles and exploring things, and it's like, dude, what the fuck? Just so you know, if you're expecting additional context, I'm gonna let you know, you only get episode 1, and episode 1 being short as hell, that's just it. You only get episode 1, that's just it. It just cuts off. The story is not finished. It was never finished. So, good luck trying to get the full picture when it comes to the story, okay? And yeah, I said it's pretty short, but on the bright side, at least you do get a pistol, you do get a shotgun, you do get a machine gun, you do get a sword which you can shoot off projectile attacks from your sword, and you do get this little exo-arm thing, which you could, like, force push enemies, and you could, like, use, like, a supernatural grappling hook or something like that. You can, like, do some AoE damage with it. When it comes to the gameplay, this is where you're kind of like scored in the manner of Devil May Cry. So it's an action first-person shooter. It's an arena-like where you're fighting off hordes of enemies such as creatures and undead soldiers, and you're kind of like fending them off using your guns and sword and exo-arm thingy. And when you're getting criticized, the maximum grade that you're going to get is triple S. So kind of similar to the scoring system in Devil May Cry. Something like that. So think of it like an FPS Devil May Cry when it comes to the scoring. But yes, there is going to be some platforming and puzzles, only a few though. That's just it. And on your PC version or on Xbox Series, or it'll probably be on the not console, my bad. It'll probably be on the PC version only. I wouldn't be surprised if it's exclusive to the PC version, but if you play the game on PC, you will get ray tracing and you will get DLSS, so there you go. Now, you boys got the game with DLSS and ray tracing enabled, so yeah, I played through the entirety of, or this short amount of entirety that remained in Bright Memory 1, because it's getting ditched and left an unfinished mess, and the gameplay can be a good time if you can get the game to work well with you. So, yeah, let's get started with the pros. Now, the voice acting is definitely decent. I'll give it that. And there is some great gameplay. Alright, that is if you can get it. It's good, but still addicting gameplay. I will say, if you can get it working, you're in for a good time. And, of course, when it comes to the graphics, credit where credit's due. Fantastic designs. Fantastic decals, fantastic level design, and the enemy design is definitely impressive. The guns modeled well, and yes, the sound presentation is decent. I'll give it that. Alright, the enemy design's impressive. Alright. And, yeah, it can be challenging, and you do have a good selection of skills to utilize to your advantage. Alright, when you're playing as Sheila, I'll give you that. And yes, you can customize Sheila's outfit at the title screen. And it's got ray tracing, and it's really great with ray tracing enabled, and great with DLSS enabled, but I gotta say this, but if you can get the game working well and have things going well with you when you're playing Bright Memory, yeah, you're in for a good time. But the issues, there's some issues. There is areas where frame rates can take a huge dip. There is the constant stuttering if you play the game for the first time. Notice that. So, yeah, I noticed another player noticed that issue too. And it's not so pleasantly janky situations when it comes to gameplay from left and right. And it is Glitch City up in that bitch. And not only that, but Bright Memory is very short, and the story is heavily confusing when you're giving little context, thanks to the shortened length, thanks to the game being left unfinished, unfortunately. Gee, I wonder why. Oh, right. It seems like as if Bright Memory Infinite seems to be this giant retcon. And not only that, I like having your skill sets put on a cooldown. Okay, adds a little challenging to it, kind of puts you more on the edge. But, however, I would like to take breathers from left or right. I would like to know how I ended up getting killed, because I don't know. Next thing you know, like, you're fighting one enemy, I could be moving out of the way, and I can be, okay, I got my breather. But then this enemy magically fucking catches up to you and fucking hits you for some reason. So yeah, there's definitely BS deaths. Like, hey, I dodged that one enemy. Hey, I got a breathability. Oh, hey, what the hell even hit me and killed me? You don't even get to see what the fuck killed you. Alright, there's that big boss. Hey, I dodged it. Perfect. Oh, wow, great. What do you mean? I dodged it. So yeah, BS deaths. It's fucking glitched up the ass. So yeah, you're ending up with a constantly glitchy, janked up, not so pleasantly janked up mess that probably has frame dips, not optimized well enough. The game's not even finished in the first place, and not to mention, I'm pretty sure the developers came out with Bright Memory Infinite with the sole purpose of retconning this game and making room for the direction that Infinite is wanting to set the Bright Memory series in. I mean, we're talking about a lore reboot, we're talking about a revision to gameplay, We're talking about revision to replayability, hell, revision to the direction. Like, the game's not intended to be this console quality ambitious mobile game anymore. Well, I'm not saying it doesn't do good things. It does good things. It does great things. But would I recommend this game? When it's on sale, but that's up to you. Following the release of Bright Memory Infinite and the direction of Bright Memory Infinite. If you're going into Bright Memory Infinite without touching the first Bright Memory, don't worry, you're not missing out much. If you really want my honest opinion here, don't worry about Bright Memory 1, just go into Bright Memory Infinite. I'll talk about why in another video. Just, if you want to go into Bright Memory 1, just do it when it's on sale. Alright. That's basically just, if you want to get Bright Memory Infinite, just go on over to Bright Memory Infinite, and you're not going to miss out much. When it comes to developers that want to make mobile games that are as big, ambitious, and premium as a game if it were to be released on PC and console, I got that saying for Hoyoverse as well, okay? Because I noticed Hoyoverse has been trying to do that with not just Genshin, they're trying to do that with Star Rail, and they're also going to start doing it with Zenless Zone Zero, which I knew was going to happen, okay? Here's the thing. Yes, I know, there is the latest gen Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 or 9 that's going to score higher on 3D Mark and do ray tracing, just like as there's going to be rival chipsets that are competing with that Qualcomm. But here's the thing, okay? Alright, when it comes to the mobile phones that are available through our carriers, depending on our carriers, okay, out of all the phones we have, none of the phones that are of the latest, that are the most powerful offered, unless you want to talk about the outdated generation, not too much outdated, but it's just like one generation behind the latest, okay, something like that, if you do find something that's powerful enough. But out of all of the affordable phones, especially out of all the phones that are in that $200 price range, okay, I upgraded to a $200 price range phone that has a rear camera that's capable of doing 4K 60 frames, and it's damn well impressive. If you can record 4K 60 frames, I'm damn well impressed. I will say that to the very least. Absolutely impressed. Don't get me wrong, okay? Impressive for a $200 price range phone. But here's the thing. One, okay, when it comes to the powerful chipsets that's enabling the ray tracing, you will find that on a flagship that's probably not going to be available through your carrier. That's one. Two, they're going to be very expensive as hell. You're going to be paying $1,000. And even if you're paying $500,000, or say $400 to $500, okay, yeah, you're going to find a Qualcomm Snapdragon latest gen ray tracing capable chipset, alright, but you'll find that on a $500 or $400 device that's actually a handheld Android device that's on the process of getting things set up for Google Play, and you'll probably only find this available on Amazon, and you don't have to worry about ordering it from their official site, just like it's basically such the case most of the time. Okay, but you only find that on Amazon, and it's more to be like a handheld Android device, more rather than a mobile phone for gaming, or let's say a handheld Android device that's more for handheld Android gaming, more rather than a smartphone, okay? Something like that. Alright. Yeah, it's going to carry the latest one, okay? But here's the thing, and I'm going to say this. And back on what I want to go ahead and finish up on. Storage. Alright, storage. Like, our storage options do not range from half a terabyte. Our storage options do not range from half a terabyte. Okay, guys? Alright? And guess what? Like, there's, out of all the handheld gaming devices that's going to carry the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon ray tracing capable chipset, there's only a few of them that's available on Amazon Prime. We don't have more competitors in the Amazon space, in the Amazon Prime space. Is what I meant to say, okay? Yes, we're beginning to see the technology more, absolutely, but to put this in short format, we're still not there yet. All right. Just give it like past this decade and we'll be there. Or probably halfway through next decade it will actually be there. And in case anybody asks about my estimate, well, here's the thing. We have our head shoved up our ass. But hey, imagine getting some space in between you and the enemy, or the enemy attack, but then all of a sudden, this enemy decides to magically catch up to you within a flash and then wail on you. Shenanigans, what I tell you. Shenanigans. That's all I gotta say. That's all, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. I'm pretty sure it's more of a timing situation, but hey, like I said, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. I wanted to like it. I wanted to like it. It had a lot of ambition. The gameplay was good. Why? Life always just falls apart, does it?